stream the meeting. Here we go. Oh, look, I'm live. Okay. So now what? Oh, we can put you down there, right? Yep. Oh, look at that, eh? Okay, so now let's see. I don't want that looking back at me. So there we go. Isn't this fun? Are you guys having fun? I'm having fun. Do what? Yes. Certainly. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? You what? Yeah, well, it's memorize. That's why you take pictures. That's why you draw. That's why you answer questions. That's why you make a cheat sheet. Those are all things that are going to take you there. All right, let's see. We want whole. We want that. We want that. So if you haven't already gotten your devices out, I think a few of you might know that's where we're going. Don't know why you've got to be told to do that, but you know, maybe one day I'll figure that part out, you know. Yeah. So what? I am not telling. Cartilage. What's up?
How do you want me to start organizing it?
Oh, sorry. Let's look at that. While they're getting this out, they're not getting it out fast enough. Suit me. Oh, we're young. Just fine.
Yeah, they said I can go to myself. Box it.
All right. We did show dense connective tissue. We did talk about cartilage. Isn't that correct? 3 types, but we have not looked. Let's just kind of go right back to here. Let's see how many buttons I have to click to make this work. Okay, let's do this here. And there we go. Oh, that would really help if I had that on, wouldn't it? All right, we got that on there. We got that on there. All right. All right, folks, we ready? Okay, here we only have a few left of cartilage and then bone we're going to look at. And so that's only 4 slides we're done with connective tissue. And then you only have 4 slides left and we're done with the chapter. So that's where we are to kind of give you a little flavor of what we're doing. Let me pray for you again. Lord Jesus, I'm grateful and I am thankful for Eric Bowling and for the word that he brought and understanding that we do have hope. There is hope only to be added. I would ask that you comfort our hearts at times that we're anxious about what is before us in Christ's name. Hyaline cartilage, elastic cartilage, fibro cartilage. We did this slide or we did not? Did. Let me just make a couple of points about it that are just observation. Hyaline, if you want to write something there, the cells or chondrocytes are close together. And then where it says elastic, the cells surrounded by fibers, dark fibers. Fibro, Fibro is cells are farther apart than hyaline. Cells farther apart, or chondrocytes farther apart than hyaline. And that's kind of it, because the staining technique used, the slides we got, did not stain the fibers. Did in elastic, but it didn't in the others. Yes.
Are there cells called chondrocytes?
Yes. Cartilage cells are called chondrocytes. So that's how you're going to tell those three apart from one another. Let's look at the first one. If you look at this one here, let me get my light. This again is the artist in your book on the left, but he did a good job. Almost looks like the picture on the right, which literally is picture. But if you look here, we have extracellular matrix that we're focused a little bit on, and that's all this clearer stuff that is not got a cell in it, as you can see here, as shown here in this drawing here that the artist has made. Chondrocyte, well, let me just point something out. So here's a chondrocyte that they pointed to. This is a cell that secreted all this stuff surrounding it. Get that? So now the cell's completely 360 degrees and in 3D is surrounded by this ground substance or this extracellular matrix. So that means he's in a hole, right? Is that right? He's surrounded on all sides by the substance you call cartilage, and you have tasted in chicken, et cetera, or seen in those sorts of things, in those contexts. So this space that he lives in is called a lacuna. He himself is called a chondrocyte, site being cell. And now the nucleus is in there, and some of these you can see the nucleus well, and some of them I can't. But the idea here is this, notice where they put it. All of these cartilages are here from the ribs going to the sternum, or from the costa to the sternum. So as you look at this, that's what we have with hyaline cartilage. Sometimes in some of the slides, you'll see it that dark. Sometimes it's not that dark, and you got to turn down the light and find it. You should take a picture of both, because I might have either one out on the slide. You don't know what one I'll have. Yay, everyone? Here's our cells that we have for this one. So right there is one example. You can see what it looks like, and it does look pretty much like the textbook and the way that they depicted it. So this is slide there, and then we'll go back to that one. So there it is. Get your microscopes, find it. I'm going to sit up here today, and y'all are going to come up here. You're getting good enough with your microscopes that you can just come up and get an okay from me. Get a picture, bring it to me.
Mr. Ellis, can I come in sometime during lunch this week and look at the other ones?
Yours. In fact, after today, I may have them all laid out here in the room somewhere, so you can just kind of come in whatever period you're free. If you have one, and just look.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, who's calling?
I forgot about the study guide, like how you had to turn it
Say it again.
in. I kind of forgot to turn I forgot to turn it in, like the study guide. I just turned it in.
For this chapter?
No, for 4.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
I just turned it
No sweat. No, well, did you grade it?
in. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So how's your brother?
My brother,
Yeah,
he's so good.
is he?
Taylor, yeah,
What floor? What dorm?
Wingets.
Wengets, really? What floor is he on?
First West.
No
Yes,
way.
First West.
I was third
I was
west.
just gonna say, you were in Wingets, weren't you?
Yeah, I liked Wengets.
Yeah, he absolutely loved it. Like, they're all best friends.
The other guy dorm
Sammy.
is Morris.
Yeah, Sammy Morris.
They call it Sammy or they call it Morris?
Sammy Morris.
No, it's not called, just Sam.
When I was there, it was just Morris. They didn't say Sammy.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
he's got a good friend there, but
Where is that building at on campus?
Sammy,
Yeah,
it's like by the tennis court.
you're kidding.
It's a tennis court facility, but it's like if you turn in and like.
Isn't
Wingett's
it like
is
right
here.
by the road? By,
Yeah.
okay.
So like Wingett's is like, you're like on the main road. Oh,
No, sir.
What's wrong with it?
You're in the wrong place. So to find this, depending on your slide, you're gonna have to kind of look around a bit. And I think you guys have gotten kind of good at it. You can kind of see in this picture here what it looks like when you're there. Make sure you get it out of the right slide tray. There's 3 cartilages back there. So make sure you get the right one. Yeah, some of them are light and you're gonna have to turn your light down and see it. But remember, you want to see several kinds. So you'll have to look in the tray and say, well, this doesn't look like the one I just had. I'll try this one. So, but this is one too. I think actually this one probably looks more like an in-betweener of the 2 that I'm thinking that are there. You're warm, boy. Okay, you're good. This is, and that's good. That's from where my finger is to where my finger is. So all of those. Oh, that was good what I just did.
What are these then?
These are the same. It's just that they're at a different angle, twisted. You want to look at those.
So those are.
Like think of it around. Think of it as a strand.
I see.
And what I'm seeing are these that are in the midst, and these are on the outside. These are on the
Okay.
outside. But they're kind of like this way and this way. This is in the middle. What I see.
Okay.
Somebody's ringing you there. I just did something. Good job, John. Who's calling? Who's me? Oh. Well, I don't know. Let me see if I. Yep. Yep. Out of focus, turn the lights down.
the light is already down.
See what you can do about getting it away. Good. Is that the best focus? Well, make that big. Let me see that. Let me see what it looks like for you. Yes, good.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, you already did this down here. Look at this stuff. Turn around, see this stuff at the bottom. What's that?
I don't think mine is so light.
Adipose tissue. So you got adipose tissue on a slide. I know there's some there, but you need to find it.
Oh, yeah.
I looked everywhere.
Oh, you haven't because you show it to me.
Yeah, so you're right.
Okay. When you go back, you want to go this way. All right, that's what it is.
Oh, it's not this?
Not that.
Oh, never.
That's muscle. Very good shot, particularly knowing that that particular thing is light. Very good. No, that's cross section of muscle.
Oh, it was labeled wrong.
Well, no, it's going to be on the slide with it.
Oh, okay. So,
You'll have, in fact, fat is on there, muscle is on there, and nerve is on
so
there.
am I looking more towards
But
the
you
edge?
want the cartilage that has,
Okay, so I'm looking for like the edge or something?
you might have to look at like this right here, turn it to him. There he is.
All right.
Give it a whack. Well, you have several slides back there looking, in other words, the one you showed me is just one. There are others that look like this. See there what she's doing there? See that? Look like that, so fine, there's a light and
Oh,
dark
I didn't get a
version.
light one?
Very good. Very good.
Wait, we need 2 pictures?
Yes, you need 2 pictures for this, the light version and the dark version.
Are we doing it on high power?
Wait, Trevor.
Are we what?
High power?
Yes.
It's not very good.
Wow.
Get it better.
That's pretty good. Actually, for that light of one that is, that's dead laying good.
Nice.
You bet.
Perfect.
Yep. For the which one?
I found a highly stained one. Like, it was very pigmented, but it didn't look at all like that. Like it was, didn't even look like.
If I remember right, I think it has like it's wide at one end and goes narrow at the other, somewhere in the middle.
Somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
What is this?
Not a clue.
There's nothing else on the slide.
Oh, come on. We're just all smudgy here. I don't know what that is, but get it. I would, you know what? Look at me. Clean your eyepiece.
Yeah.
Cause that stuff could just be mascara on there.
No, it's
Okay. Now I'm gonna show you've got it right here. See this part in the middle? Right there. Perfect. But I think it opens up a little wider over there.
take a picture of the wider part?
Yeah.
Oh.
But that's it. You got it. If you want to say, I stopped, Mr. Ellis, I'm done, then you can quit right there.
No, I'll get it. Okay, so I found it.
Yeah, that's
But
good.
then on another slide, it was also hyaline cartilage. It was like,
Well, here, let me show you. This is actually adipose tissue.
oh,
That is actually muscle.
oh,
So these slides are going to have a multiple of things. It's not just going to be one.
okay.
Because what they did is they said, let's stick some here. And they're like, let's put that on there. Well, it'll have a
makes
whole
sense.
lot of things on there. But this one's supposed to feature cartilage, and that's what you got right there.
Well, thank
Okay.
you.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Can you, when you go, get another one, turn the light down if you can. But this is it, and this is it, but this is kind of spaced better.
Yeah, how
Okay, you
Yeah.
with me there? Yes, very good.
This is a light one.
Yes, very good. Yes, very good. And yes, very good.
Oh,
You know a dark one?
I
light
do.
and dark.
Yeah.
What in the world is going
No, I'm
on?
finished.
I don't know what I don't know what that is. There's something wrong there though.
I looked for a long time and that's the only thing on the slide.
Bring me the slide.
This work?
Yeah, it is good.
No, you can do yours. No,
She wants to ask me in secret. That's good. Can you turn the light down and focus a little more?
Yeah.
It might, and it might not.
Okay.
That is good. That's the right place, the right stuff.
Okay.
Make it a little better if you can.
Sorry.
All right, here's what's going on. You see the slide? That cover slip is has like a glue holding on, there's letting go. And what you're looking at is that glue letting go.
Oh,
So you need to probably get another slide that's
I see.
nice and trimmed, okay? Thought that was a messed up slide, but. Smile. You're happy today.
I'm confused.
That's good. If you want to go farther over and follow, put it back here, put it close to my finger. See this place right here?
yeah.
Follow that, whichever way that goes,
And it'll get lighter?
and it will be a little better.
Oh, okay.
This died, I think, or at least the light is. So
No
should I
way.
just Clean it up
Really?
and put it back? Yeah.
Yes, please grab another one. So it just was the plug in and all of a sudden it just went out.
I mean, it worked the
You
first time.
switched it back and forth and it's still
Yeah.
up. Good. Put it on the counter when you put it back there. There's another one back there. Say what? The odds?
Makes it a trash can.
What's this?
He wants to throw that.
What are the odds? You hit her, this, or this, and I'm not gonna be happy. and all the stuff that slings out between here and there, I will not be
If
happy.
he misses, just.
So you know what? You can stand up,
That's so mean.
stand on your own 2 feet, walk over this here and drop it in this. There you go. Okay. All right, what do we got?
Just hanging right there.
You're looking at muscle there that's on that slide. I want cartilage.
This is the light one.
Yeah, good,
That's the dark one.
good. Closer. Yes, very good for that particular slide, yes. Nice to see you last night too. Did your mom have a good time? Good. What'd she order? Okay, what'd you get?
Yeah.
What? The which? Yeah. I had the salmon. Yeah. Are you playing with my toys? Here. All right. What? I saw you.
Oh my goodness. Just friends, Mr. Ellis.
That's what you were saying, or is that what he would say? Or
That's what we would both say.
looked awful happy to me.
I was happy. It was a good day.
Yeah, like that's what I said, wasn't it?
Mr. Ellis.
Yeah. All right. How about it? Is there someone whom I have not seen with their slide? Okay, can you bring it over, please, when you get it?
The dark one.
Very
And
good.
then
Okay, that's good too. All right, that'll do you. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you have not returned those slides, do it now, please. And then let's go on to the next one. This kind of cartilage is called elastic cartilage. If you look up on my screen, it's almost the exact repeat, really. I mean, when you look at it, it's like, hey, look, we got lacuna, we got the chondrocyte that's inside in all of the cases here. The only thing different is we got these fibers running every which way within the ground substance or within the extracellular matrix, which is outside of each of these. Notice how they draw it here so that you can understand what these fibers, they're going here, they're drawing them in one plane. You see, but you know what? It's time we get this. So let's do this. My hand, this hand, right now, one plane. One plane. These things don't stay in one plane. They're going down. They're going up at us. Are you with me here? Y'all hear that? So that means there's some part of it's going to be in focus and some part of it's not. Are you with me? So all of this mess you see here is going in and out of focus because while you see it in one plane in your microscope, it actually is in three. Are you with me there when I say that? So that's what you got going on here. So it looked like, gee, these are short. They're not. They're very long, but because they do the in and out, or maybe as the knife cut this, just like the salami cutter that we've talked about before, you have salami or bologna cut, you can cut it at different thicknesses when you go to the butcher, right? I mean, deli, butcher, whatever. So you can get them cut that way, right? So when you do this, that's basically the thinnest slice we can get with the device we got, which is called a microtome. So we get that cut. So that means some of that elastic fibers over here, some of it was over here, and it disappeared from this plane. Does that make sense to you, the way I said that? Okay, good. Now, just to be sure, let's make sure we got all the structures. So we got the chondrocyte, nucleus, lacuna, yep. Ground substance is all this stuff that's all extracellular matrix, elastic fibers, we're there. Okay, now what does it look like on mine? Well, here's an example. As you look at this here, I can see this stuff going on right here, and I see my lacuna, I see my chondrocyte, and it looks like there's these dark everywhere. That's the fibers. Yay, yay? Go find it. Show it to me on your phone. Yep. Very good. Can you do me a favor when you find this? Like you see in that little spot on this left side here, it's like that right there, my fingernail pointing right there, and that's fat right there. You see that? Find a spot that kind of shows those fibers more clearly. You can know they're all over the place here. Okay, see if you can find them out by themselves. Good. Turn the light down and focus a little more. And clean the eyepiece. That smudgy you're seeing there is the eyepiece. The eyepiece is right here against your eye.
All right.
And then take that picture again. He went to sleep sitting there, huh? Andrew, you're a good boy. Would you go home and tell your folks I said so? That's good. Real good. You're Andrew, aren't you? Yeah. Okay, mostly here, you got a lot of fat cells, not lacuna, not chondrocytes. You do have in these little spots, you can see the elastic fibers, but I don't see too many. See if you can find a spot populated with the chondrocytes. Maybe the fat cells are there too, but you know, a little more chondrocytes and things.
Like that?
Wait a minute. Can I focus it? Yeah, like what you see here at the bottom, right here. See there what you got? There's no place there that's got a little better of that?
What do you mean, over here?
No,
Or this?
that right there. Yeah. Look and see. It is. It's okay. Very good. Yeah.
I don't think this is it, but
You're in it. You're in the right spot, but this is mostly adipose tissue.
yeah. I can
And so
find
now
some
this
bigger
part right
spots.
here,
This part
I
is-
see the fibers. I just don't see that many chondrocytes.
Yeah.
There's some in there, but I mean, see if you can find a spot on that slide where they're in abundance. All right. Yes, come here. Sit down. So as I look at this here, so I see the chondrocytes, I see the fibers, but is there a place where they're more concentrated? Because you got a lot of fat cells. You got probably more fat cells there than you got anything. And you know you're looking at that and that and that. I'd keep this picture and just see if you can find something. But you know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Same for you. Set it down there. So as I look at it, I did the bad. There we go. So you can see the fibers. I see the lacuna and the chondrocytes. Just want a little more fibers, but if all else fails, this is good.
I thought that was a fiber.
Oh, yeah, when you see that, yes, you're better. Good, thank you. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, but I want that pointer up here in this spot next time you take a picture. So,
Get this some fat in
oh,
there.
you got
Give this
that.
some
Yeah, that's
plastic
good.
fibers
That's
and
good.
stuff.
Outstanding.
Okay.
Okay, that part where your pointer is right. But the last time I didn't see all of this stuff around there, right? Can you get rid of this?
Wait, just this?
Yeah, but you see what I'm saying? I've seen this. Okay, or is that what you did?
Yeah, that's what I did.
Oh, okay, all right, that's good. That's good. Yes, sir. Who's next? Yes, ma'am, that's a good spot. Good. 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 Very good.
Yeah. It's
Very good.
Should I use this picture? This picture?
Like,
or this?
once you find it,
Any one of them just as good as another. Yeah.
This one is better.
I don't know. I'll let you be the judge of that. Careful of that core, boy. He's about to buy the dirt. There you go. Yes, watch your step. There you go.
Um,
these, is it that stuff for mine?
Most of the time.
I'm not sure, like, I have a side that's really weird.
My side's kind of stupid. Yeah. Just throw it out.
Well, okay, here, look. When
Is
I'm
it-
getting down here, I'm
Oh,
getting
it's
into
that
it, so
stuff?
it's probably down here.
Oh, it's
But you
more
see the
than-
fibers? And I can see out of focus, these dots are the chondrocytes, so gotta go down there. Yes, that works good. Yes, ma'am, that's very good. Go back one. I kind of like this one better because right there along that bottom edge right there, you can see all the fibers, but you can see them right there too. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So I'd say I'd lean to that one and know that top part is fat. All right, who has not shown me a picture yet? Okay. Put your slides back. Don't grab the next one yet. Good. Good. How about now? Whose have I not seen? Everybody, I've seen yours? Yes, yes. Okay, good. Let's go on to the next one. So the next one we got is probably the hardest one because the example I have of it is poor at best. But let me just tell you what it would look like if it were a perfect world and we had perfect slides. As you look at this, we see the same things. We got chondrocyte, nucleus, lacuna, ground substance. But this time, there are collagen fibers, but they're not stained. So you can't see them. Okay? So imagine here, now this is not a great example, but the example we have, I think, is good too. Cells are farther apart in this example. Not necessarily in what they've written on the left, but it is the way it is. So let me show you ours. See how they're farther apart than hyaline was? Yay? So that's what you're looking for. And it's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy because your book says you're looking for that when that's what you're going to get. One more thing about this that I'd like to just draw. Some of the samples in that tray are like this. There's a dome, and it kind of runs out like this, and there's a piece goes like yay, and up and around, and it joins that in the middle like this, and then there are lots of holes in here like this. This is cartilage. This is cartilage. This is cartilage. All of that is cartilage. So if you can get a spot in that, you'll find it. Now, if you're some of the newer slides, you're looking for lacuna and chondrocytes. When you find them, success. You with me there? They will look very different. So do your best, get 2 samples from this. Okay. You guys are doing really good with this microscope. You're bringing me great pictures. Yep. Who's what? Okay. Oh, yeah. Bottom left corner. Bottom left. So if you want to get to the top. Yeah, right there. That's cartilage. See, as you look at it at high power, That's a good spot too. Set it down. Yes, can you get the light down more? It's a question. I mean, if you can, get it down more. Not the silver tab, but the other one. There's two little doohickeys. See if you can get that down a little more. See if it looks better when you do. If it does, take that picture. Otherwise, keep the one you got. Yeah, good. Good. You know, those open spots are just nothing, right? That's not cartilage. It's, yeah, that's nothing. These are the places.
So the tiny little dots are cartilage,
Say what?
like the tiny little dots are cartilage.
Yeah, that's, well, they're the chondrocytes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So then
Yes.
this is nothing. Wait, so then this is nothing.
That's nothing. It's
What
still
is
open
this?
space. Another kind of connection. That's high.
This
Or I mean,
side.
that's fiber. This is fiber.
Oh, okay. So the pink stuff is fiber.
No, oh wait. This is, all right. This is, but if you, this is probably an artery or a vein that got crossed. It runs through, and these are the cells that support it. This is cartilage.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so follow the cartilage up to the dome. You can see a lot more up there. All right. You're in the same spot I was just describing to her, so you want to make sure that you're on that out here. See my finger is?
Oh, I see.
Okay. Yes, sir. Dadgum, right place too. See this right here in the stream right there?
Yeah,
That's cartilage.
okay.
So if you can get to the area this goes to, either this way, or that way, or that way, you might see a big patch.
Is it this spot or this spot?
That, good, find that in a bigger place. Yes, ma'am, good job. Yeah. Yes, ma'am, good job.
Is it this or this?
Well, it's partly both. All right, so yes, this is it. How do I get that back to the right side? There we go. Yes. This little spot right here, see that little spot? That's cartilage. So you don't want that picture, you see what I'm saying? Closer.
So on the test, you would show this part.
Okay, now, either you moved a little bit and it's smudged, or that's what it looks like. I'm
No, that's what
guessing,
it looks like, but it's super like not clear.
yeah.
I'll go get another slide.
Move, yeah, either do that or just move around, see if you can see a better spot.
What's this?
That is a bunch of cells, probably red and white blood cells that are. No, that's not it. I can't say. I know this is.
So on the test, you would probably show this.
I generally have only what you need, so I would point to that cell or that cell or whatever.
So these are the cartilage cells. These
Correct.
things. And this one.
The rest, that's the brown substance.
Oh.
Oh, this is with my
Or
mic.
matrix.
Pretty much all the way down, but it's hard to see.
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
That's it. What you got for me, ma'am?
This is the first one I took, and I don't know what that is, but that's all I could see.
Yeah, it is. It's the right stuff, but you got big patches of gaps in there. There's a place on this kind of a slide that has more of this, and it's shaped like this. If you get on low power, move it around and say, oh, there's the dome he's talking about. That's what you want to do.
Okay. And then
Yeah, that's good. That other slide, this is another completely different slide. Yeah, this is great. Yeah. That's good. That's perfect. No, it's not that. It's this one. Okay. Yeah, that's good.
How many do you want?
Well, that picture is one, but there's a darker stained one back there, I believe. You want to see it too.
Is it the white?
Yeah, right where your pointer is. Okay, but if you follow it one way or another, you'll find a big patch on it.
Okay. Are these both right?
Yeah,
Yeah?
actually.
Are they two different?
This one's a different. They may be a different slide, but I mean, this one is correct. That's where I wanted you to go. Find those. This tiny, look at my finger. Can you see the slide yourself? Oops, I don't want to touch it. See this one?
Yeah.
That's it. The rest of this stuff is not.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah. Yeah, that's it. You got it.
So what would this?
That stuff up there, I don't really know to be certain, but my guess is going to be that that's probably where some blood vessels.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah,
Would this be a light one or a dark one?
that's light. There's a dark one back there. It looks like it's a newer slide. Wait a moment, somebody be bringing it back. All right, everybody have two pictures approved yet?
I like the bigger area.
That's good, that's good. And that's it with the pointer.
Whoa.
That's a dark one. This is the light version.
Okay, I have a light
This
one
is a
and a
dark-
dark one.
That's the airdrop you the dark
Yeah,
one.
and then I have a light one too.
Yeah, you can do that.
Airdrop you the dark.
Yes,
That's it?
much better.
That is what it is?
That's the big portion I'm referring to is right here.
It's like all the.
Because I don't.
And the thing is,
It's like hard to see.
So it reminds me more of Daddy.
see all these little doodads, see how that space, got a cell in it? The space is a lacuna, the cell is a counter site.
So
A
sometimes.
little less visible here than there, but they're there.
Okay.
You see. And they're different shapes.
So they can end up having like these little.
Right, now that fracture could be the way that it was, or it could have been in the slides preparation. Sometimes when they have like a solution that's a stain, a solution that removes the stain, and a solution that fixes. And in other words, fix the stain where it is, don't let it bleed out. Because sometimes it will do that. And sometimes if you leave it a little too long, and some of those things, it dries it out and it cracks.
Yeah.
And it'll crack all over, and likely that's what you're seeing.
Okay. Thank
So,
you.
yeah.
Is that a dark one?
Yeah, that's good.
Ellis.
Yes, ma'am. All right, how we doing? We got everybody with a couple slides? Yes, it is, and it's good. Yep. Where is this picture? You guys, is this second period? Well, that's what it's like when you get old, you know? So we've only been in here for,
We have like,
okay, good. So we're gonna finish.
we should do a stretching break.
Stretching break, but then you guys stand close to,
Sorry?
but then you guys stand close to one.
We will all stay at our desk. We can do like a little.
All the girls go by the boys.
Can I go to the bathroom?
Yeah, watch. He goes and he'll go out there and talk to the one. Okay, so when Emma comes back, yes. You know, I can't think of a profession or occupation that I would have enjoyed more. No, there is absolutely nothing better.
I heard when you taught my uncle after every dance, he would say, kiss or respect.
Lips or respect?
Oh, lips or respect. And then if they said lips, you'd make a big deal about it.
No, when they, a few of them. Some of them would go, because I'd have some in this class that went out for the banquet with somebody in another class. So what I would do is.
What did you say? Wait, you were in it last year.
Yeah, I know. I was.
There were literally,
So yeah, I gave that up a long time
there were
ago.
there were six.
Student was
Yeah, and
upset
last year there were like 25.
after.
No one.
Da, da, da.
Yeah.
I did. I thought it was sure blast. How about it? Everybody got it? Is everybody slides back? Yes? Okay, all right, I'm assuming everyone's caught up. Is that a correct assumption? All right, here we go. Here's the next and last one. This one is the one that's probably the most complicated of all you will see. Okay, first of all, you saw this before. You know what? Can you guys at the back tables or even back here in the back seat gently stand? Just walk up here so you can all the way around the table. Come up here. Circle this table. Everyone, circle the table. Standing. Everyone circle this table. Stand up, watch where you're standing. Go around the back, around the front, etc., etc. Everybody, those in the back, those in the front, everybody. Are you with me here? So just find a spot where you can see. Here is, and I think I may or may not have told this story, but I'll tell it now here. This is what bone would look like if you could see it up close and personal. I couldn't figure out why that was doing that. We see that. So with here, see how as I turn this here, we see this angle. When we see a chip, and all you're going to look at is a bone chip, that's what you're going to see. You're going to see those circles, and sometimes circles that kind of got what broken or chipped off at an angle, which will be ovals. Some that kind of got a little more longitudinal, right? And they'll look kind of weird to you, but they're all this. This is what they are. Cylinders running through. These things that you see sticking up are one of four. They are an artery, a vein, a nerve, or a lymphatic vessel. One of the four. That's what's running here. So this little wire they got sticking up is meant to represent those four there. And that's what these little black spider-like doodads you see right here, and those that you see over here like this, you see those? Those are osteocytes that live in a lacuna. You with me here? They secreted all this bone substance until they were completely what? Surrounded. So now they live in a space inside bone. They can never get out. They're stuck. Are y'all hearing me here? They're stuck inside with that bone surrounding. You see these little legs here that they got coming on. These little legs, it looks like they only go all the way far. They go all the way out. Are you with me here? They go all the way to the end part of this. They go to get the nourishment and get rid of waste. And they go all the way out, possibly even out here into the next one, and also get nourishment from the way other of these canaliculi, they're canals, but the name they give them for this is canaliculi, okay, to run out. So these canaliculi run out like that to do this. Now here's another part of this that you want to see. This is meant to represent the outside of bone. This is meant to represent the inside of bone, and from here to here. Well, there'd be hundreds of these. You see these here? Hundreds. We only count 5 maybe that run from here to there, but there'd be hundreds. And then out here, this is what's called the periosteum. So as you look out here at this periosteum, this is a tough surface. And look here as we pulled it out right here, how it's going into the bone. See that there? You can't rip that off very easily right there because that's going in here. You see what I'm saying there? So as you see that, here's what happens when a bone breaks. Let's say, for example, like I saw my son break both these when he was 5. And so as they broke, literally from here, his arm went, only it did it from here. So like imagine that broke. And I'm like, well, I remember telling the doc that. So I'm sitting there next to him and they pop both his legs with painkiller because they're going to set this bone and then cover it with a cast. Well, setting the bone can be pretty painful, but you know what the doc knew? This stuff doesn't tear unless you've already got a tear line. And I can give you an example of that. You ever picked up a grocery bag, that plastic, whatever? You can put almost 100 pounds in that sucker and it will not break. But you put something with just a tiny little poke edge and it'll rip that sucker right down, right? Well, this is almost the same way. It'll rip once you got one. Are you with me here? Well, watch this. Here's what he did. Can I have John? So what he did is he grabbed this. I'm not breaking it, I'm setting it. So what he did was this. He's like feeling this, and then my son's sitting there, and I looked at his eyes, and he gave me the, huh? So I said, I asked Carl a question one thing, right? Then he just took his thumbs and went like this. Now look what I'm doing. See my thumbs? I'm pushing up against this part that is still intact because it broke underneath and went up. So to set it, what docs use to know in orthopedics is they go like this, they grab this, and he knows, all right, this part's going to flop up. And so then he goes like this and smashes it up against it until it stops. Now he knows what? This is set. Y'all with me? And when that particular time lifted the x-ray with the cast on afterwards, it was a perfect set. They were aligned both ways. So those are the kinds of things about when you look at this bone, probably for me in terms of healing and how it heals, etc. You could have done it and have it a little bit off. And what would happen is it would heal kind of funny with an angle and you'd have a bump on one side. But eventually even the bump goes away. Literally, cells are taken out. Apoptosis, remember that word? Cells die and material is removed to take the bump out so that it is exactly the way it was before. In the process of doing this, this is times when you see your CSI programs, it's like, well, I had several broken ribs, had several this, had that, because they can still see the modeling that's taking place after the fact that they were broken. Y'all hear what I'm saying there? To do that, because ribs, they don't get those set. They just as close as they can get it, as close as they can get. So those kinds of things are things you see. Does that make sense? There's a bunch of names on here. I'll go back to them in just a second. But when you look at this, think three-dimensional. They're not circles, they're cylinders. And they're also lines, as you can see here. All right, have a seat. Yeah, pass. So look at this screen here. Most rigid connective tissue. That sounds like a test question. What do you think? Most rigid connective tissue. Says here, due to the presence of mineral salts, calcium salts to be exact, with collagen within the matrix. This looks like, and the only time you've ever really seen this is when bone's dead and dry. And you think, you drop a piece and a hunk just breaks off. It's just, you think that's what yours is like. Far could be from the reality of what it is. It is wet, 80% to 90% bone is wet with water. That's what it is in the living condition. Then the next thing to know about it that's kind of out of the way, you don't see it here, but there's fibers running every which way in this. And what that provides for is elastic type strength. Now, the collagen isn't that elastic, but it's a little more give than bone has. So as a result, as you well know, when you play like, didn't I tell you guys about kicking a ball? Okay, so like doing that, or even playing, baseball, that your arms are actually bent, even before you've made contact with the ball. The swing itself, you've got parts of your arms that are already under the stress and already are bending. Just a little bit. Let's go on here. Supports and protects many body structures here, thoracic cavities. Forms sites for muscle attachments. Says your site for blood cell formation, bone marrow. Stores and releases chemicals like calcium and phosphorus at times when your body needs it in other places throughout your body. Two types of bone tissue, that's what we call compact and spongy. This is a little bit of spongy on the inside right here, and this is all compact. Most of what you will see will be compact. Compact bone cells, osteocytes, lie within lacuna and are arranged in concentric circles, which are actually not circles at all, but cylinders. And they have circles that are concentric, meaning circle, 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 circle. And you'll see it when you're on a low power. When you get to a high power, you're going to go, I don't see the circles anymore. But they're there. Okay. So it says here they're called lamella. Around the central haversian canals. These are the holes that house those blood vessels and nerves, etc. Cylindrical subunits called osteons. That's an osteon. That's an osteon right there. Central canals, it says here, contain blood vessels, distribute blood to the cells through tiny little tubes. Those are the legs I said, these little dots had that you can see running down the side here. Those little things right there are canaliculi. So the root word there is canal. And basically, that's where those cells are getting the food supply that they need and get rid of their wastes. Well, this is what it looks like according to your textbook. And you can see there that it looks just like my little model here in the top left. And that's pretty much what you're going to see when you look in there. And you've already seen this slide before. And this too, the living condition. Guys, what do we need to know? Canaliculi, lacuna, central canal, or osteonic canal, either one. Osteon is that whole circular unit, and lamella are the concentric rings. Here's one of ours. Okay, so that's what it looks like, and you can see there those little legs go a long way, even in this particular slide or chip that we chipped the bone off to look at. They literally run all the way here, but you'll never be able to find one and follow it all the way here. How come? What happened when this chip broke off? That little line did what? Went in and out of the plane. Are you with me there? So that's why you can't find it that way. Here's your osteonic canal. This is the osteon that you're looking at, etc. So this is our own WAS slide that you've got to find, identify all those things, but get that picture into your phone and show me.
Yeah.
What parts, like the different parts, like the.
Lacuna?
Yeah.
You can't see the lacuna as much. You see this dark smudge. I'm going to tell you that space is the lacuna. The cell that lives in it is the osteocyte, but I can't demark the line where one meets the other. That makes sense?
Yeah. Also, you know that sheet where you showed us with like all the little things we need to know on every cell? Can you tell us, like when you're like, you have to, on the sheet, you're gonna be like, what's
For your
this?
test?
Yeah. Can you tell us like all the different things that we need to
I
know?
showed that to you. So yeah, next time you get bored. What else? No, the next thing you left out. I don't have to.
Andy, you gotta put this away.
You a section right out of it.
Yeah, no, every time. He's a little bit.
Yeah, we did.
Bring me peachers, peachers. Peachers, we like peachers. Give me the best picture on high power with most of the osteon that you can show me. Make this your best one, because it's actually one you should be able to give me a pretty good picture on. I mean, that right there, this picture was taken with those scopes. This is a pretty good shot. Very good, sir. Yep.
this what we're doing?
Can you get the light down a bit? Or
Light
is that
down?
as all the way down as it goes?
I think that was down pretty far. Any further,
Do you
like,
have
it
that
started to-
silver thing like pushed so that that one, it's down as far as it
Yeah,
used to?
I went down farther, but it was starting to blur like dimensions.
Oh,
You know, like I couldn't
that'll
focus
do
on it.
to be sure. Oh, actually, right there, I see what's going on. You got that like in perfect focus, that one there. And the reason is these are in and out.
Mhm,
So you got a good spot. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's good. Try to mess with the light and get a good one. That's good, Shane. Very good, sir. Connor, you did good. That's excellent. But can you get this as you look at this? When you did this, you got those in focus, but those are out. Get these in focus. And you know why that is, right?
No.
This part right here is lower or higher
Oh, okay.
than this is. This you put in focus, this you put out.
Okay.
So if you want that in the middle, put that in focus. Does that make sense? Yes. 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 Yes, ma'am. Yes. What you got there?
Trying to label it.
That's good. Good. Very good, Andrew. Very good. Good job, Noah. Yep, very good, Sarah. As soon as you have these, return them to the tray and we will begin the next little part. Those of you who are done, walk around, but be 6 feet from one another. Take a little break here before we start the last little bit. You may, yeah, right here. Put that on your seat, please. Just about. Yes, very good. Who has not given me a picture of this tissue? Anyone? What are you doing?
I have a question.
Oh, very good.
So the osteon is this
Osteon is that whole circular thing.
the
Osteonic canal or aversion canal.
Is
That
this-
right
the black thing?
there.
And then the lamella?
Mala, can you see what looks like a circle?
Oh, like the rings, like the ring on like,
Correct, but the
tree.
thing is, when you get up at it, you're like, well, where is it? You see a connection right there. So just to the eye, it looks like it's there, and it is. It's just only gonna be seen when you kind of get it dried and looked at like that.
These.
Yeah, like those lines that you see.
Okay.
Yes.
The central canal is the inside, right? The lacuna is just all of these black spots.
Two things, a space, the space is lacuna, and the cell, the osteocyte that lives in that space.
So this is the lacuna and that's.
No, that's the lacuna and the osteocyte, but you can't
Oh.
delineate which is which.
Oh, okay. And then this one, I don't understand what the canal.
Do you see on my, here, look right here, it's pretty clear here. See from that osteocyte there, you see all those little squiggly lines?
Oh, okay.
Those squiggly lines are the canaliculi there, where it's going here to get the blood supply and get rid of waste, et cetera, et cetera.
So then this is the lacuna, and then everything else that stems from it, stems from like the outside.
It's canaliculi,
Thank you.
okay? Well, how about it? Are we there? We're there? Really? Wow. Okay. Have seats, folks. Let's start the next one here.
That's kind of weird.
Here we are, the last connective tissue, blood. We have chapters, chapter 12 on blood, a chapter on bone, a chapter. So all the things you're seeing, there are entire chapters devoted to. This is just a smattering of the tissues that make them up. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying here? Yeah. So here we go. Blood functions to transport substances throughout the body, everywhere. That's why it's a connective tissue, because it's connected to every tissue other than those epithelial that do not have a blood supply, or those cartilage parts that don't have direct blood supply, but everywhere else. Y'all hearing what I'm saying here? Go on. Transport substances between the interior of the cells and cells that exchange nutrients, gases, wastes within the environment inside. Blood is composed of formed elements suspended in a liquid called plasma. Right next to the word plasma, write extracellular matrix, because that's what it's about like. So you've got these places, these cells you just looked at that had matrix on the outside. Well, this has it too, it's just they're suspended and it's a fluid rather than something hard. So plasma. One of the first things, I don't know if you guys, it used to be in the old doctor's offices, which I'm the only old guy here that I would remember. But they take your blood in that little cuvette, the little tube, that vacuum tube. They take it and the first thing they did with it is they spun it down in a centrifuge. All the blood cells, white and red, go to the bottom, platelets to the bottom. The top was a clear fluid, which is the plasma, straw colored. Yay, everyone, straw colored. So you can still see through it. It says the formed elements, red blood cells, carry oxygen, white blood cells, protection against infection, platelets for clotting. Most blood cells are produced by red bone marrow within long bone, like that long bone, like these long bones, like, that even, or your sternum, etc., all those places, okay? So that's what they're for. They're making blood cells. And here they are. Now, notice the artist representation of what's on the right. Notice how they drew the red blood cells. A biconcave disc. Y'all see that there? A biconcave disc looked at in two planes or two dimensions will look like this. Up there, you see that lymphocyte that's up there, that's a white blood cell. Notice how it's twice the size almost of all the rest of these. Okay, and they're also, when they're stained, and this blood is stained with what is called right stain, there's another one called Fulgens stain, but you'll see them. Otherwise, they're kind of difficult to see. The white blood cells, you can see there in the artist drawing. They tried to draw one like that. That's over there at the top. Here's another one called the neutrophil, but it's still a white blood cell. You see all these little dots and what look like fragments that are between? Those are all platelets. So what do you need to know? White blood cell, red blood cell, plasma is that space around there, and platelets. Good? Slides in the back. Go to it. You'll need your light down as far as it can go on high power. So make sure you see something on low. If you don't see it at low, you will never find it.
Like if it's like a flood.
I wanted to see section. And they don't like it.
They're very brutal. They don't have.
It was so, there's a paramedic with me from.
Bring me pictures. Make sure you have white blood cells in the picture along with all the whites, because you're gonna, all the reds, because mostly it's gonna be red, and you might have to look a while before you find a white. You got a white there too, that's good. And if you want to put your thumb across the top of that slide, that'll get any of those random fibers and hairs that appear in your picture. Well, we got two that are real good. Well done. What you got, Ellen? Wow, very good. You got one in the middle there. I see. Very good. Yes, very good, Andrew. Yes, ma'am. Very good. Yes, sir. Very good. Very nice. Yep. Yes, very good. Got a lot of those whites in there. That's good. Oh, yeah. Very good. Two whites in the corner. Good. Very good. Gosh, normally when I start with the blood slide with people, they take all day finding it. This is good. You guys are doing great. Pardon? I had you the blood slide too. Which one? Oh, that was the one I showed you. Good. If you can turn the light down, you'd see better. Yes. Yes. As soon as you put that blood slide back, sit back down. We got more. There's more to come. Very good. Very good.
I got it. So like, where are the platelets? Are there any? Is it that same?
Yes. And then, they're not as prevalent as that with that spot would be a bunch of them there. This would be a bunch of them.
Really?
It came from the cell that produced them. Probably, yeah. 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 They're not right. See that little mess up there? That's probably them. Good. Very good. Well done, sir. slides did we look? Oh, that's good.
It's like a mime.
Do it again, do it again. I gotta see this face.
Oh my God. I like kids.
Have you ever done that with little kids around?
Yeah.
What do they
They
do?
like, they go, they're actually it's great. Like I was babysitting a kid once.
Yeah.
And he goes, he's like, can you do it for me? I'm like, okay. And like, he was just like laughing and like, is there a slide? And he didn't believe me when I said that there wasn't. It was so funny. He was like 3 years old though.
Who did you figure out you could do that with? I mean, you could do it.
I've always been able to like breathe my lips.
Okay, so you just,
It's kind of like a little fast. so
Yeah.
And then there's a breeze in it.
that's cool. All right, did everybody see the blood and show me? Yes? Okay, now let's just take it one more time. Are you ready? We'll do one more. Now, before I do the one more, how are you going to learn these? You're going to look at those pictures you got and name things on it and go through it. You've got, it's 7 flashcards. I mean, that's what you got in your hand, flashcards. How are you going to learn the rest of the stuff for this chapter? Answer the questions in the lab, do the study guide. Oh, and that's right. There's this one more thing that is optional, a cheat sheet. Okay. But remember, make the cheat sheet for the lecture test. You're not going to write all of that stuff down. Are y'all hearing me here? You will need to know names of stuff. Yes. You will need to know the slide, where it's found, etc. But what it looks like, you got that on the lab test. Y'all hearing me there? So, say what? No, because you can't use it for the lab test anyway. But if the picture would help you on yours, then yes. So you can, but it isn't going to help you on a lecture test. So I'm just recommending you don't. Yes.
On the left, you're gonna have like what you did with the cells, like show the picture and then say what it is. So you're doing that also. Or you're gonna
Not-
show that for the lab.
No, that's all the lab test. All I'm going to do is ask you, where is it? What's it do?
On the lab side,
On the lecture
on
test.
the left.
The lab test, I'm going to ask you only 3 questions. What type of tissue is this? What would the slide say if you can read it? And what am I pointing at? Okay, yep. Shh. What? What now? Lab test is only, when is it or what is it? I'm thinking it's next Friday, but it could have come a little sooner. Lecture test is first. Okay. Lecture test is first. All right, now let's move ahead here just one and then we'll quit for the day. Okay. All right, here's mine. Let's come back. Oh, now notice here's a summary of connective tissues, all those things. There you go. Oh, I forgot these were here. I guess we'll just do types of membranes and then quit. Okay. So here we go. 4 types of membranes. First is an epithelial, and from these you have serous membranes that produce serous fluid. You have mucous membranes which produce mucus. You have cutaneous membranes. They're not so much a production type membrane. They're just a membrane. Synovial membrane creates synovial fluid. This is in the joints. Now I need to make a distinction. I remember the first time I had my hands when I was in college inside of a dog or something. I can't remember what the first thing was. Cat, turtle, I don't remember, but some of those things. So I had my hand in their gut and I was like impressed at how slick, the fluid was. Then I had my hands when I worked at Loyola around the heart of the dog. And I was like, my gosh, this is more slippery than that stuff I found in the abdomen. And then I had knee surgery, and I have this issue where I cannot take an anti-inflammatory. I am allergic. So no Advil, no Aleve, no aspirin. okay, or any other such thing that has any of those products in them. The only thing I can do is ice, and that's basically it for an anti-inflammatory for me. That's it. So I tried icing, but my knee was just swollen up still. And I'm like, I can't walk. It hurts. I just, I can't do the stuff you tell me to do. And he said, all right. So here's what he did. He stuck a needle in here right between the tibia right here and the femur. And he stuck it, he found with his finger first. And all it was not a syringe. It was just the needle. He held his hands like this, fell right there. And then this lady held a bucket farther than I can reach right now. Do you hear what I'm saying there? As soon as that thing went in there and got that, it shot into the bucket beyond my hand. And then as it started to squirt all of that fluid out, she brought the bucket closer and closer. And about the bucket got right here, he pulled the needle out. Are you with me here? So then I said, they started to walk out with that bucket. And of course, being who I am, what'd I say? Can I see the fluid? Can I touch it? And so, yeah, so they let me do that. And I was like, man, this is the most slick stuff I've ever had between my fingers. Like what? Yeah, this is a while ago. Okay. So I did, and I just you can always wash your hands. I don't remember if I did. Oh, I'm just kidding. We went out to eat and had tacos. No, I'm just kidding. So anyway, it's in those joints to make sure those joints slide along. And it is the slickest stuff, more than any oil, more than anything you've ever had as a product in your hands before. It was stupendous. Serous fluids. Says here the vine's lined with cavities that do not open to the outside. That's where you're going to find serous membranes. They consist of simple squamous epithelium. Wow, that sounds familiar. A layer of, what's that? Aurelian connective tissue. Examples are the pleura, oh, those go around the lungs. The pericardium, oh, it's around the heart. And the peritoneum around everything in the abdomen. All right, it says double layers. It says here the parietal portion lines the cavity wall. Visceral portion covers organs. And there are small amounts of lubricating serous fluid between the two layers. Mucus, my favorite stuff, line cavities and tubes that open to the, now that's just the opposite of the last one. That had to be inside. This mucus goes the outside. That's why we can always see mucus. It says here it includes the oral, oh, wait a minute, mucus and the oral cavity. Y'all ever heard about this thing y'all want to do? Kissing? You heard of that? Some of you? There's a certain kind, I'm not sure the name of it, but it involves that muscular thing in the middle there. Guess what's all over it? What is it? What's stuff all over it? What's that stuff all over that? What is all over that? Mucus. Yeah, give that some thought. Yeah, there you go. I could see a few red faces, a few people guilty. Yeah, I see a few guilty faces. Here we go. All right, so it says here that nasal cavities, tubular organs of the digestive tract, respiratory, urinary, and reproductive tracts, consists of some type of epithelium, a layer of aurelian connective tissue. So what's my favorite stuff made in? A goblet cell, which produces the mucus. Cutaneous membrane, well, that would be your skin. Dry membrane that is keratinized, as we discussed before, for protection and waterproofing. Now, that takes us to here, and I think at this point, what we're going to do is quit. And here's what you're going to do before you quit. You're going to put your stuff away. You're going to clean the microscope, and you're going to clean the desk. And remember, that microscope goes in backwards, and it goes all the way to the back. Make sure it's even on your slide mover, both sides, low power. So if it's clean by this thing right here and you squirted that rag a lot, which it has not been squirted yet to my knowledge, you're the first class of the day. So squirt, 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 squirt. Take care of it. When it's all away, you can sit down and be quiet until you have your desk clean, and then that's it. You stand by your desk. How long have I been without this? Well, I'll put it on now, okay? Oh, gosh. Why did one of you say something?
I thought you knew because you were touching it.
Gosh, you guys are supposed to hold me accountable. Don't put anything away or don't stand up next to your desk until you got your desk. It's infected. Any part you touch, that part you did.
That is.
Yeah, it was.
Make sure you get all desks, all chairs, get it all clean. If somebody misses your desk, then get them back there to get it. Don't be in a hurry either. We still have about 6 or 7 minutes left. Just make sure you get it all.
I did for a single the other day. I wanted. My expert base, I popped my chain out. And I said, give me some time.
Now you're putting on your mask, Mr. Ellis.
I had the thing off. That's the longest time I've been without.
The whole class period. Hour and a half. It's okay.
I just can't figure out why you did. You know what? I
We all
can't.
had ours on, so it's.
I could have been yesterday. Yesterday? Yeah,
Yeah,
yesterday. My fly was down all the way. And I think it was in this period and the next. And not one of you said a word.
Well, did you stand up during your
I
period?
don't think I
What?
would
Did you
notice
stand
that.
up during your period?
Did what now?
Did you stand up during your period?
No.
Then
Well,
what did you notice?
Do you remember?
Didn't I walk around a bit yesterday?
Do you remember the trick that you played on my dad?
No, you were like, I'm not getting.
Well, anyway, I walked into the student services this morning.
Oh, no.
And fortunately, there was no one at the desk, but I went into Ellison's room and he said X, Y, Z, and I'm like,
Examine your zipper pretty darn quick.
And I'm like, you know, XYZ what? What's XYZ? And he says, you fly. And I'm like, so what's XYZ stand for? And he said, he said,
Zipper.
what's it stand for? again?
Examine your zipper.
Yeah.
XYZ PDQ.
So I'm like, I guess I learned something today. We both laughed. I told him it's happened so many times in my past that I would forget. And I go back to class and people would not say a word.
That's so awesome.
I was in student teacher conferences and I went like 6 or 7 conferences sitting here. And I think that thing was like, oh, why like this? You know, and no one, not one parent, not one student said a word.
So awkward.
I'm
Do you
sure they
remember-
talked about it afterwards.
Mr. Ellis,
Yeah.
do you remember the trick that I think Mr. Johnson played on my dad when he talked the first time when he was being hired? And they pretended that his zipper was out when he went up and he got so red.
Oh.
We were sitting in the front.
I
row
was
laughing.
sitting right next to your dad and Steve
He
was on
talked
the
about
other
that story
side.
all the time.
And I heard him say that and I was like, oh, this is gonna be so good. Your dad said something like this. And everybody kind of waved, everything, and he just. He gets down and he examines, he's like, you liar. Went into this tirade, brand new person at school, trying to feel like we're apart. And look what you do to me. I couldn't stop. I was sitting there, I'm sure people thought we were drunk or something. But I was just laughing. I had the whole rest of introducing the whole faculty. And I was still laughing. Oh.
We talk about that like every week, at least, all the time.
So does he ever leave it down anymore?
Oh, no.
Even
First
though it
thing he
wasn't
does.
let down?
First thing he does is check.
Wait, who's out in the hall? Grab who's ever in the hall back in here. Shut the door. No one's in the hall. You're sure? No one snuck out. Okay. All right. I'd send you back to your seats, but you'd infect it.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, wait, actually, I could have been like, how have you been, Ellis?
Pardon?
How have you been?
Good. I had a good weekend. I rested. I did some things. And thank you. You guys have a great day. Sorry to make your burden a little heavier with this test, but it'll be over soon. So, they'll survive. You did.
I survived.
Yeah.
Barely.
I looked at your grades. You had an A both semesters.
Yeah, but
How's that? That's a little more than survive. Don't you think?
yeah, it's true.
So yeah.
Still, that test took a lot out of me. Part of the reason I'm back here.
Yeah, I get that.
Mhm.
Well, my lunch is here. How about that?
Ooh.
I gotta go out and get it here. You guys have a good day.
I'll see you.
Yeah.
Dang, where'd it go? Trouble. It's there.
Did you leave it in the doctor?
Kind of may have.
In your car?
No, I don't think about.
Every single dream lays one down at your feet. Every moment of my wandering never changes what you see. I tried to win this war, I confess. My hands are weary, I need your rest. Mighty warrior, king of the fight. No matter what I face, you're by my side. When you don't move the mountains, I'm leading you to move. When you don't walk the waters, I wish I could walk through. When you don't give the answers, as I cry out to you, I will trust, I will trust, I will trust in you. Who doesn't know what tomorrow brings? There's not a day ahead you have not seen. Going on things my life can bring. I want you are good and nothing less. When you don't move the mountain, I'm leading you to move. When you don't walk the water, I wish I could walk through. When you don't give the answer, as I cry out to you, I will trust, I will trust, I will trust in you. I will trust in you. You are my strength and comfort. You are my steady hand. You are my foundation, the rock on which I stand. Your ways are always higher. Your plans are always good. They're not a place where I go. You've not already stood. When you don't move the mountain, I'm leaving you to move. When you don't walk the water, I wish I could walk through. When you don't get the answers, as I cry out to you, I will trust, I will trust, I will trust in you. When you don't move the mountain, I'm leading you to move. When you don't walk the waters, I wish I could walk through. When you don't get the answers, as I cry out to you, I will trust, I will trust, I will trust in you. I will trust in you. When the solid ground is falling out from underneath my feet. Between the black skies and my red eyes, I can really see. When I'm feeling like I'm being let down by my friends and my family, I can hear the rain reminding me. In the eye of the storm, you remain in control. In the middle of the war, you guard my soul. You alone are the anchor when my sails are torn. Your love surrounds me in the eye of the